Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. So today we are going to be doing an Archangel Messages reading. I did post a poll on the page and this was the most requested. As of today when I am recording this, second up was who Beyond the Veil, who wants to connect with you. I will be doing that one next week. So if you voted for that, it is coming next week, I promise. I may try to record it sooner than that, depending on my schedule, but definitely by next week. So we have 3 options today, and we have 3 archangels. So the way I did this was when I was shuffling, I shuffled out the cards, and then at the end, I kind of just meditated a little bit on it. And these were the 3 archangels that wanted to come out for the reading. I did not look at the cards beneath them. I was just guided intuitively where to place each angel. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out, because you may not get a message that corresponds with what that angel has to do with, or you may. That being said, we do have the 3 piles. So take a few minutes to ground center yourself. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And we have option number 1 with Archangel Zadkiel, option number 2 with Archangel Michael, and option number 3 with Archangel Azrael. And pause the video if you need to. Ask yourself which pile or piles has a message for you. And let's jump right in. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to Archangel Zadkiel. And we have the words mercy, transmutation, violet flame on here. So let's talk about a little bit about who Zadkiel is. I'm trying to set this so that it kind of stands up somewhat, but it's not cooperating. Hopefully there. So Archangel Zadkiel, his name means righteousness of God. And he is an angel of transformation, transmutation. Archangel Zadkiel is one of the angels, one of the keepers of the violet flame. So that's kind of what we see in this card here. If you're not familiar, the violet flame is one of the 7 rays of God, which the violet flame is a form of alchemy. And it is said to be able to clear, transmute energy to its highest potential. Let's do it that way. With the violet flame, you are able to clear past, present, and future energy, including past life energy. So Archangel Zadkiel is also very good at helping with the higher chakras, so third eye, crown, and soul star chakra, as well as helping you connect to the angelic realm and find freedom. So a lot of things that Archangel Zadkiel can definitely help with, but let's take a look at what we have here. So I have these 3 cards that are going to kind of give us the initial message. Then we have some oracle cards, and then we also have some advice as far as what you can do action-wise, action steps that you can take at this time. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. First, we have the Magician. Very interesting, pile number 1. So you were drawn to Archangel Zadkiel, which is one of the angels that guards and works with the violet flame. And the violet flame is alchemy. And now we have the Magician coming up here, which is all about manifesting, creating. And it's also about having the resources to create what you want. Very much connected energy, Mercury coming in strongly as well. Justice, very interesting. 5 of Cups. All right, and this is the Alice in Wonderland tarot deck, if anyone is wondering. So pile number 1. Archangel Zadkiel is coming in with a message around karma. For my pile number 1s, you've been working on clearing some stuff out. For some of you, you are naturals when it comes to energy healing. You could be Reiki practitioners. I'm hearing prana. It could be IET. It could be a number of other things. For this pile, you would be very good, very natural when it comes to working with the violet flame. When it comes to using alchemy to clear your aura, to clear any spiritual debris. For some of you, working on past life issues with the violet flame. For others of you, there's something, whether it was childhood or earlier in life, something in the past. And there's this sense of, for some of my pile number ones, and I say this respectfully and lovingly, there's almost a sense of being stuck in the past in some way. There's something from the past that is still very much in your aura. It's still very much in what you are manifesting. And for some of you, it's preventing you from manifesting the things that you want. This feels very emotional in nature. For a few of you, this could be a divorce, whether it was a divorce that you went through or a divorce from, for example, parents or caretakers. For others of you, there was just some sort of, it's almost like you felt misunderstood, left out. You didn't feel like you were receiving everything that you needed in order to thrive. And again, this is kind of sitting in your energy. And I feel for my pile number ones, for many of you, you've even gone to therapy, you've kind of worked through these issues, but there's the energy of, even though you understand it, even though you've processed it, and I feel like for my pile number ones, whatever this is, it's been processed as far as intellectually, right? You understand why it happened, or you can at least see the lesson in it. You haven't dealt with it emotionally. And it's creating imbalance in your life. And this is why you were drawn to Archangel Zadkiel, because he wants to bring in transformation. And for many of you, he's bringing in the violet flame. And there are many ways that you can work with the violet flame. I've mentioned the book a few times. I should have had it out. I don't have it out. But it's called Violet Flame. Flame as in fire. By Elizabeth Clare Prophet. And it's a very good book. You can work with the decrees, which would be an easy one is you would start with protection and you would say, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Some people struggle with the word God, so you can replace that if you need to. Pile number one. But definitely look into it if you feel called to, because there's this sense of karma needing to be cleared. For some of you, it's even related to a past life, and you're still kind of carrying this into this current lifetime. But even if that's the case, what happens with past lives is that we will often go through experiences that will, it's almost like we relive that experience in some way, shape, or form. And we have to deal with it in this lifetime again. So for some of you, it's a clearing of this current lifetime and a past life. And for others of you, it's a past life clearing. But the violet flame would be very helpful for that. And that's what Archangel Zadkiel is here to help you with at this time. Let's take a look at what else we have. Magic, Lady's Mantle. I can't even say that, so I'm not even going to pretend like I can. But with Lady's Mantle and magic here, very interesting. We now have the Magician, and now we have magic with Lady's Mantle. So for this pile, some of you may identify as some form of witch, some form of magical practitioner. Some of you could be working with some sort of rituals, water element definitely coming in. But for many of my pile number ones, there's definitely an interest in magic, in alchemy, and in sorcery is what I'm getting. But this is saying there's so much that you can transform. There's so much that you can clear away. There's so much that you can manifest, but you need to clear. I feel for this pile, it's the emotional body that needs to be cleared. There's almost debris in your emotional body that you're not even realizing is there. strawberry, enjoy. For someone here, you may need to just have some strawberries. Some of my pile number ones, you really, really like strawberries. But with strawberry enjoy, this is also about allowing yourself, allowing your energy to be a little bit lighter, allowing yourself to have fun, allowing yourself to play more, to connect to the inner child. I'm actually getting adult coloring books for some of you would be very helpful. Writing as well. Let's take a look at self-care that can happen for this pile. Plan a vacation. For some of you, what I'm getting with plan a vacation is also doing a journey, meditation, where you are kind of journeying within and figuring out what wants to come up, some sort of visualization. Music and connecting to music. Make sure that you're also careful about what you are listening to, whether it's music, news, media, whatever it is that you're intaking, because my pile number ones, you can be very sensitive and things can feel very heavy. For some in my pile number one, there's a need to dance. I'm kind of seeing dancing, even if it's in your living room by yourself with the lights off, just having fun, enjoying yourself, letting loose a little bit. For this pile, also movement coming in. There's some stagnant energy and there's a need to move it. And sometimes just moving helps. For my pile number ones, I'm seeing some of you hold the kind of stress around the hip area. So kind of stretching and opening up those rotators would be very helpful. I picked some more Alice cards. Let's see what we have here. I want to be a queen. Stating your sovereignty. I can't say it. Declaring freedom, passing a test. So being your sovereign self. Realizing that you have power. For some of you, if you were hurt as a child, if there was a sense of not being in control, if there was a sense of not fitting in, being left out, the good thing about being an adult is that you are now in control. You are in control of what you engage in, and you are in control of what you do not engage in. So this is about taking back your power, being more active in your experiences and in what you desire and what you wish to experience at this time. So, if you want to bring in more joy to your life, what would that mean? What would it look like? So this, for my pile number ones, this feels like stepping into your power and transforming the energy around how you see yourself and almost the energy around being at the mercy of others or life happening to you. It's almost like you're taking back the reins, or at least you have the opportunity to do that. We're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Yeah. For my pile number ones, part of that wound is that you didn't feel like you felt that you fit in. You didn't feel like you were welcomed by those around you. It could have even been family, friends. It could have went back to elementary school, middle school, high school. It could still be happening for some of you where you don't necessarily feel like you fit in, like you have a place. Some of you feel like outsiders, like you can never find your people. And this is about embracing the difference. Wake up. It's your moment. Again, this is about stepping into your power for this group. And the violet flame can absolutely help you transmute the energy and get things moving again. Because again, I feel a lot of stagnant energy for this pile, and it's very interesting. Because this pile is naturally very good at manifesting, yet there's so much stagnant energy around it that I don't think you've been manifesting much of anything. And if you have, it almost feels like it's been very hard to get to the point where you are manifesting what you want. It's almost like an uphill battle and you're exhausted. Communication with Archangel Gabriel. Some of you are definitely here to share your story. Others of you, this is about communicating your needs and making sure that you are clear about what it is that you want, even with yourself and the universe. Archangel Michael with truth. And Archangel Uriel with friendship. Some of you are seeking the place that you belong. In order to find that, pile number one, some of you are going to need to find your truth and connect to your truth. Because there's almost a sense of you're not entirely sure of who you are. You haven't quite declared your truth out to yourself and to others. Some of you are going with the flow. Some of you have kind of taken a back seat in your own life where you feel like you're not in control of it for some reason. For some, you had people around you that were dictating your moves, and you kind of allowed them to do that for a while. It's been, if that resonates for you, it's been a while. And your step, and Archangel Zadkiel is here to help you step into your power. Step into who you want to be and what you want your life to look like. Let's take a look at what else we have. Gratitude. For my pile number ones, working with gratitude, working with the heart chakra, very helpful. Some of you could be seeing feathers, sensuality, loving yourself more, connecting to all parts of yourself. Some of you connecting to the body, whether that's in a sensual way or not, but kind of grounding yourself back into your body. For some in my pile number one, there's a need to work with the element of earth and ground yourself daily. Sanctuary. Some of you have built a place of sanctuary, but it's actually working against you in some areas because you've kind of built yourself this place where you are comfortable and where you are isolated. But what you are seeking, for some of my pile number ones, you are seeking these connections with friends that understand you, this sense of belonging, of being accepted, of finding like-minded people. For some of you, there's a part of yourself that you hide, and that part of yourself, for many, is going to be your spiritual side. It's going to be that you're into crystals and magic and tarot or oracle. You may not share that part of yourself with others. It may not feel safe to do so. Let's take a look at what needs to be surrendered. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. For me, this is confirming the message that we got earlier. I feel my pile number ones are very, very good at manifesting. I feel you are very strong manifestors, but I also feel it's been an uphill battle, and it's because there's so much debris in your aura and so much self-doubt in what you are trying to manifest. For some of you, it's self-doubt in the form of you don't quite believe that thing that you want is possible. For others of you, it's self-doubt as into you don't believe that you may deserve it, or you don't believe that you can create it. And for others of you, it's a sense of you may not even know exactly what it is that you want to create in this lifetime, which would definitely cause delays when it comes to manifesting it. I almost feel this energy of push and pull. Like one day you know that you want to manifest a transfer from one job to another, or from one position to another, one department to another. The next day you're like, you know what, but I'm fine here. I'll just stay here. Or you may know that you want to manifest a friendship or a relationship and you're 100% sure of what you want. And the next day you kind of get back into the sense of going back into hermit mode and avoiding it. Or, saying, well, maybe I'm better off alone. Maybe I'm supposed to be alone. I'm not supposed to be with other people. Maybe I'm not ready yet. It's that energy of you're putting something out into the universe, but then you're taking it back. And for many of you, the reason you're taking it back is because you're stuck in your comfort zone. And you're doubting yourself. Restriction, absolutely. It's that sense of restriction. But it's very interesting because this is 35 and 3 plus 5 is 8, and 8 is it's manifesting. So you can manifest. There are just some restrictions, and for some of you it's going to vary. Again, for some of you it's a past life issue, something that had to do with earlier on in life that needs to be cleared away. It feels very emotionally charged for almost everyone in this pile. Again, it's a general reading, so different things for different people. But there is a sense of this is restricted and there's a need to clear the energy, which is why you were drawn to Zadkiel, because there's a need to transmute. And transmutation is taking something and bringing it to its highest potential. So for example, turning hate into love, sadness into love, whatever it is that you're trying to transmute, spiritual alchemy. And you can do it with the violet flame for many of you. Remove those restrictions. Death, which is transformation. So again, transmutation and death, which something has to end in order for something else to begin. Sometimes we want to create space, but we forget that in order to truly create space, we have to be able to release something, to let something go. So for my pile number ones, what is it that you're willing to sacrifice in order to manifest the life that you want? What are you willing to face in order to manifest the life that you want? For some of you, there's a need to really go into the emotional body and really connect with the emotions. There's some repressed emotions that need to be dealt with. Even though you have done the intellectual work, even though you have done the spiritual work, there's something underneath the surface that needs to be, you need to feel your way through this at this point. You've done the rest of the work. It's time to feel your way through it. Happy ending. Self-love, absolutely pile number one. Parenting, yeah, for many of you, this is spirit coming in and saying there's a happy ending. For this pile, the sacral and solar plexus chakra, there's something that's being mirrored back to you because look at this, 93 and 63. There's something that's being mirrored back to you. And it's time to kind of take a look at your triggers, the people that are triggering you, the events, situations that are triggering you, because there's something there that is ready to be discovered, that is ready to be looked into further. This is also a time for self-love, and self-love sometimes means that we have to do the things that we don't want to do, but that will help us move forward. So sometimes self-love means I am going to find a therapist to help me deal with these emotions. I'm going to sit through the discomfort of what I'm feeling to get through it, to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to do some journaling around what I'm feeling. Whatever that is, I'm going to set boundaries in place with certain people, situations, or with myself. And with parenting, for many of you, this dates back to your childhood. For others of you, this is affecting the way that you may be parenting, or there's almost a cycle here that's repeating itself. Take that one as it resonates. Haunted, the breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet, the creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within bone. Yeah. That's actually perfectly summing this up. It's almost like for my pile number ones, there's a past. There's something from the past that's almost haunting you, that you can't quite shake. You've done everything to understand it, but what you have not done, my pile number one, is you haven't felt through it. And now is the time to truly engage in it so that you can release it. If you need to find professional help to do so, please do, because this is very hard work. There's no shame in that. We've all been there. I've been there. Many people have been there. So if you need to find professional help to get through this, please do so. But let's take a look at action steps. What can you do right now? There we have it. That Three of Swords, that heartbreak, betrayal, heartache. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Page of Cups. Kind of don't want to cover the haunted. And Knight of Pentacles. All right, so let's talk about it. Action steps. Three of Swords, Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Pile number one. One of the most basic things that you can do right now is really feel your emotions, connect with them, have patience, slow down a bit if you need to. For some of you, channeling the heartbreak, the heartache, tapping into it, really connecting into it. And again, for some of you, it would be wise to seek out professional help. You know yourself best, do what's best for you. But as you do that, some of you can definitely channel that into some sort of creative outlet. And for those of you that want to do that, it could be writing, singing, painting, drawing, fill in the blank, whatever it is that you want to do. I do feel for this group, some sort of writing would be very helpful. And some sort of music, for some of you, chanting would be very helpful. But there's a need to connect to this. Be patient with yourself. Don't be afraid to be a beginner. And don't be afraid, pile number one, to get in touch with your feelings almost in the way that a child would. So when your inner child is throwing a tantrum, how can you figure out what's going on? And for my pile number ones, I almost get that for some of you, you may not even recognize the feelings that are coming up. And if that's the case, print out a wheel of emotions and figure it out. This is almost about going back to the basics and getting in touch with your inner child and getting in touch with your emotions while being patient. And for many of you, making sure that you integrate some form of play, because this is heavy work. But yeah, pile number one, that is all I have for you. Let me know what you thought in the comment section. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next. If you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose pile number 2 and you chose Archangel Michael with clarity, truth, protection. We're going to put the card right there. That way you can see it. But if you were drawn to Archangel Michael is the angel that deals with courage. He's also all about protection, helping you feel safe. He's definitely a good angel to call upon when you are also seeking truth and clarity. He can use his sword to cut through any situation. So for this pile, it seems that there may be something around either seeking some truth or not feeling protected or wanting to feel protected or more protected. But let's get started. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So we're going to take a look at these 3 cards to see what's happening. What's the message? 10 of Wands. Some of my pile number 2s are feeling overwhelmed. 7 of Swords. And 6 of Cups. Very interesting. So I kind of chuckle here because I shuffled the cards and then I randomly placed the angel over the pile. And these first 2 cards feel so much like Archangel Michael to me because we have the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords in the middle there is a card of, when we see the 7 of Swords, something is being taken. Something is being taken from us. It's either we are not seeing things for what they are. There's a truth that needs to be discovered, but there's also kind of this sense of deceit, whether it's self-deceit, again, what we're not trying to see, the illusions that we hold in place because they are more comfortable than seeing things for what they are. But it's also that sense of something being taken from us, someone coming in and sneaking away with something. And then we have the 10 of Wands, kind of feeling overwhelmed, overworked. A lot of burdens here. I mean, look at this little guy's face. He's so cute. But my pile number 2s, the message here for you is there is a sense of heaviness. For some of you, you have been keeping busy, and the reason you have been keeping yourself so busy is to avoid facing some sort of truth, some sort of clarity, some sort of aha moment. For some of you, you are on the go 24/7. I'm getting like you barely sleep, or the only time you rest is when you sleep. Some of you may consider yourselves to be multitaskers, where you're constantly doing more than one thing at once. And this is, again, there's something here that you're not trying to face, not trying to deal with. For some of you, this has to do with someone that you may be in a connection with, whether that is romantic or not. Could be a family member, friendship, romantic partner, fill in the blank. But there's something here that you are just not wanting to fully deal with. And with the Six of Cups, there's this need to reconnect to the inner child. There's also a need to make peace with something from the past. Something that's still being dragged into the current moment, into the present moment that no longer belongs there. And for some of you, that Six of Cups is representing something that happened in childhood. For others, it's going to be something that happened, when you were younger, but you were already an adult, or definitely an adult, but it was a few years back and it's still kind of going. There's also, there's a lot of weight to this. Like, it feels heavy. I almost feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. And it's very interesting because what's standing out to me is that elephant back there. That's what's standing out to me the most at this time, where I feel kind of that weight. And it's also interesting because this little guy is carrying a lot as well on his back, but I feel it right on my shoulders. And it's almost like this pressure. Some of you could be having upper back pains because of this. But overall, the message here is it's time to prioritize. It's time to really check in with yourself, and it's time to cut through the BS. Pile number 2. For many of you, this is self-deceit. This has nothing to do with another person. For some of you, it could have to do with another person, but there's also an element of you not wanting to see something. It's almost like something is happening and you don't want to see it. This is going to apply for maybe one or two of you, but for one or two of you, this could even be a partner is cheating on you, and you know about it, but you're deep down, but you're not trying to see it. You're not trying to deal with it. It's something along those lines of something that you are not trying to deal with just yet, and it's kind of keeping you stuck in a way, and it's keeping you. You're exhausted and overwhelmed by it. Let's take a look at what else we have here. I picked some cards for the end. These cards are going to tell us what action steps you need to take, but I'll pull those at the end. Courage. Borage. Very interesting. Like I said, I shuffled the cards, I laid them out, and then I kind of intuitively put the angel with the deck I felt that they belonged in. I had a dream last night that I saw that this card would be in the middle. So very interesting, because now we have courage, and Archangel Michael is known to be all about courage, protection, and clarity. So for many of my pile number 2s, Archangel Michael is here to help you gain some courage and step into your courage. You are stronger than what you give yourself credit for. And there's something that needs to be done, or there's something that needs to be faced that's going to require a lot of courage from you. An adventure. Samphire, I believe. And now we have adventure here. For some of you, there's going to be a need to do something differently. For others of you, you have gotten yourself into this rut, and it's time to kind of try things in a different way. For others of you, connecting to the inner child. Some of you could really like sunflowers, and bringing sunflowers into the home could be very helpful at this time to brighten up the energy. Let's see what we have for self-care for this pile. Abundance planning. Make sure that you are taking care of the tangible at this time. Pile number 2. For some of you, there's going to be a need to prioritize. Some of you could have more bills than what you are making, or you're not comfortably. It's almost like some of you are overextending yourselves in some way, and it could be financial. Drink tea. Yeah, there's a need to relax more. This is also about being mindfully present when you are eating, drinking something. For the drink tea, some of you need something soothing for the soul. I'm kind of getting chamomile and lavender. I'm actually getting it with milk. I make it with almond milk, chamomile, lavender. If anyone is drawn to that, do it. If not, not for you. But pile number 2. There's almost a sense that for this pile, you need to relax a little bit. You also need to check in with yourself and figure out if your abundance is where you want it to be, and what are you sacrificing to keep up with certain things. Very interesting so far with the messages coming in. Let's take a look at these 2 cards here. It's always tea time. Some of you need to just kind of have some nice hot tea, apparently, because now we have it's almost tea time, eternity, endless moments, repetition. Some of you are definitely caught in a cycle and it's kind of going round and round and you keep on going and you're not allowing yourself to break free from this. There's also a sense of, it's almost like some of you feel like you're on a wheel and things aren't necessarily changing. Things are just, it's like Judgment Day. Everything is just going round and round in circles. It's almost like the same types of lessons keep coming up. And it's because you're not seeing something clearly. You're refusing to acknowledge something. Do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. Pile number 2. For some of you, I kind of get something. I got this when I saw this 10 of Wands and this abundance planning. That perhaps some of you are spending more than what you are making and then you are overworking yourself to keep up with it. It's almost like you're overextending yourself in some way. And whatever the 7 of Swords is, like I said, deep down, you know that it's not for you and you know the truth of the situation. Whether this is about a relationship, a connection that somebody is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, whether this is about you yourself not wanting to see something, whether it's about a belief system that you're carrying that is no longer yours to carry, whatever it is, there's something here. It's going to be different for different people, a lot of different people watching this. There's something here that's almost a poison for you that you know is not good for you, but you keep interacting with it in some way. Let's take a look at what archangels we have here. Archangel Gabriel with guidance. Archangel Michael with strength. Yeah, we kind of keep getting this message of courage and strength, and you did pick Archangel Michael where that's being handed to you. There's also guidance coming in, but in order to receive the guidance, you're going to have to kind of slow down a bit. And I think this is the drink tea. For some of you, a meditation could just be being fully present in the moment and having like some sort of hot beverage such as tea. And Archangel Michael with power. Some of you are definitely stepping into your power. And Archangel Michael is here to help you do that. For some of you, you are growing in confidence, or Archangel Michael is here to help you with your confidence and self-worth. Because once you know what you are worth, you will not accept anything less. And that's what you're working on, pile number 2. Let's see what these 2 have to say. The Serpent, knowledge and healing. Absolutely. There's a lot of knowledge coming in, a lot of healing. For some of you, you do have a snake as a spirit animal, as a totem animal. This would be a good time to work with the snake. Also, we did have the 6 of Cups, which could be old belief systems. And now we have the Serpent coming in. So shedding the old. Letting go of who you were to embrace who you are. And understanding that you can create change in your life. The Butterfly, beauty. And the butterfly is all about transformation as well, right? But there's a need for this pile to connect to the beauty around you, to the magic in the everyday life, but also transformation, to allow yourself to grow and transform and evolve, and have the courage to face certain truths about yourself and what you believe in and where you are headed. Take a look at what we have with numerology. Healing, very interesting because we have the serpent with knowledge and healing. Now we have healing again. 66, you could be seeing 666. You could be seeing 555. You could be seeing 777. Those are coming in as important for this pile. But there's a lot of healing that's possible at this time. But again, there's almost this need to connect to courage in order to get to the healing. There's a need to have the courage to see things for what they are. Even though the things the way that they are right now may not be ideal, it's better to see them for what they are and create change based on what is than continue to live in a lie. Change? Yeah. You have the opportunity right now to create change. There's definitely guidance happening at this time. But for many of you, it's, are you ready? Are you ready to allow this to happen? And that's why Archangel Michael, you're drawn to Archangel Michael, because he's offering protection, but he's also offering the courage to do it, the strength to do it. Communication, 3-3, which is 6. So we have 666. With communication here, making sure that you are, I feel like this communication is about you being honest with yourself. I keep getting that there's something that this pile needs to be honest about with themselves. And it's almost like you're going to have to go within, because this is reminding me of the Hermit card. You're going to have to go within to find your truth. It's not going to come from outside of you. It's not going to come from a pick a card reading. It's not going to come from a personal reading. There's a lot of knowledge already within you, and you just need to tap into it. Let's see what we have with the power of surrender. Surrender to non-action, yeah. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. This pile feels very much overworked. I feel like you're constantly on the go. Even if you're not working, you're doing something. Like even if you're home and you're just relaxing, you may be trying to read a book and watch a show at the same time. There's just multiple things happening. You could be scrolling on the phone, reading some articles, fill in the blank, but you're not ever just not doing anything. There's a need to kind of allow yourself to just be. For some of you, there's a connection to the unicorn spirit animal, and they do say the unicorn horn is very healing. So in meditation, you can possibly invite a unicorn into your meditation and see how that goes. You can also meditate on the snake. But there's definitely a need here to take a break, to allow things to happen. And if this does have to do with a connection and other people, this does say, let others come to you. Let opportunities come to you. Allow things to happen for you. You don't have to force everything to happen, pile number 2. Sometimes when we give things a break, they are more likely to happen for us. The underworld, hand over your known, a shift is happening. Take a leap, your journey is clear. For some of you, you are moving forward. You are moving away from something. There's been a lot of predictability, stability here. And you have more adventure coming in. You have newness coming in. And I believe we did have, we have change here. Now we have the underworld. And I think we had adventure down there. So there's definitely change coming in. But this is more about, are you going to have the courage to allow it in? Or are you going to prevent yourself from experiencing the change? And because this card is the underworld, for some of you, some shadow work will need to happen so that you can face whatever truth this is. Because look at this. Again, this reminds me of the Hermit card. It's holding up the light to find the internal guidance and holding up the light in darkness to find that guidance. Let's take a look at what else we have. Compassion. Beautiful card. But being compassionate towards yourself. There's something about children here, inner child, connecting with children, being more compassionate, more kind to self. For some of you, there's definitely something around inner child and shadow work. Look at this, shadow. I do not see these cards before you do. Actually, you now have the underworld and shadow. For some of you, working with Inanna or Persephone, Hades as well, coming in very strongly. Kali as well, if you do deity work. Vision, and we had guidance here. But vision, what is your vision? For some of you, your third eye is opening. There's a lot of guidance coming in, but you need to have the courage to step into it, to allow it in. My pile number 2s, some of you are very active. Your spiritual gifts are very active during the nighttime. So as you're falling asleep, you could be night owls where like I'm seeing between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. there's a lot of spiritual activity for a lot of you in this group. Blue is a protective color. Wearing blue can be very helpful. Working with Archangel Michael and working with his blue cloak of protection, and working with the throat chakra. Let's see what action steps you need to take at this time. 6 of Swords. Ace of Swords. Talk about interesting. You picked Archangel Michael and now we have 2 Swords card and 9 of Cups. Very interesting because you have vision coming up. And the 9 of Cups is a dream, a dream, a wish granted, right? So make a wish, pile number 2. But as far as action steps, it's time to leave something behind. This could be relationships, a way of being, a job, a habit, a routine, whatever it is. It's going to be different things for different people. I feel for many of you, it's going to be a shadow aspect that needs to be integrated, not necessarily left behind. But as a result, you will leave behind a certain way of doing things or interacting with the world. There's also a need to allow yourself, because we had inaction come up, to allow yourself some time so that you can find clarity. And in order to find that clarity, you're going to have to go within. It's not going to be given to you. It's not going to come from outside of you. You're going to have to put in the work. And for many of you at night, whether you journal or meditate, that could be a good option. And this is going to help you gain clarity on what it is that you want to create, on what it is that you want to manifest. As well as there's a need for this group to work on some gratitude. So 8, I heard 8, but I'm hearing 9. 8 or 9 things that you are grateful for every single day. Sometimes that is going to be, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head, whatever it is, but working on gratitude and shifting that perspective, but also working on what are you not seeing? And I feel like for many of my pile number 2s, you're just like, I don't know what this girl is talking about. What does she think I'm not seeing? There's something here, and I feel like deep down what it is, but you need to plug in and you need to create space and hold space for yourself in order to find that. But there's a lot of healing around it, and that's why Archangel Michael is here. But pile number 2, that is all I have for you. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know if you'd like to see anything else in the comment section. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to Archangel Azrael with death and rebirth, life changes, and transitions. And Archangel Azrael is the angel of change, death and rebirth, and transitions. So it'll be interesting to see what messages come up here. We're going to start with the messages from Archangel Azrael. Then we're going to move into the rest of the cards. These 3 are practical advice, practical action you can take at this time. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And let's get started. So we have the Ace of Swords, 10 of Swords, very interesting, and King of Wands. Okay, My pile number threes. Let's talk about what's happening here. For many of my pile number threes, you were drawn to Archangel Azrael because you are currently going through a transition. There's a sense here of something ended. Whatever ended was very painful. For some of you, you had no say in what ended. For others of you, even if you were the one to end that thing, for example, if it was a career, a job, a relationship, and you decided to end it, it was still something that was very painful, and it took a lot of courage for you to do. And there's a new beginning here. And for that new beginning to happen, whatever this was, had to end. So it's very interesting because when I shuffled, I didn't look at the cards. I shuffled out the piles and then I intuitively placed the cards. And so far, it's kind of matching. Each archangel is matching the cards that are coming out. And with this pile, there is that sense of that ending. That for many of you, it feels like the ending has already happened. There could be a few of you that are kind of in the middle of something ending, but it feels like at the very least, whatever chapter is closing, I'm hearing for some of you, it's the entire book that's coming to a close. But whatever that is, it's actually already in process. And as you release this, as you let this go, as you move forward, what's happening is many of you are stepping into your King of Wands energy, regardless of gender. You are stepping into your courage. You are stepping into your power, your confidence, your self-worth. You are allowing yourself to be an individual. You are allowing your eccentric side to come out more. There's almost a sense of freedom. Whatever this Ten of Swords represents, there's a sense of freedom coming from it. There's also a sense of an understanding of self that was possible because of whatever that was, because of whatever that painful experience was. You are now able to understand yourself more deeply, and you are able to understand what it is that drives you forward and what it is that you want to create in the world, especially as it relates to what it is that the experiences that you're trying to create. For some of you, this could have to do with entrepreneurship or some sort of project. For others of you, it's just different areas of life. There's something here. Yeah, I was going to say that looks like I don't know, it looks like a serpent to me for some reason. And it would make sense because there's almost a healing, right? A shedding of the old in order to embrace the new. I don't think it's supposed to be a snake, but that's what it looks like to me. Let's see what else we have here. Abundance with hollyhock, I believe. Hollyhock. And sustain with chicory. So, pile number 3. Again, whatever this Ten of Swords represents, whatever it is that you released, whatever it was that you had, whatever painful ending you are currently going through or you recently went through, it's allowing space for you to step into your King of Wands. It's allowing space for your abundance to come in and for certain manifestations to come in. There's almost a sense of you were trying to manifest something, but there was something in its place. For example, sometimes we want to manifest a new relationship, but we're still holding on to someone from the past. Or sometimes we want to manifest a new job, but we still have energetic ties to the one that we have that's toxic or that's not good or no longer an ideal fit for us. And there was a sense of you were kind of just doing what needed to be done. And for some of you, for a few of you, this was almost a tower moment where whatever came to an end, it was out of your control and it happened for you, not to you. And again, it happened to create space for your abundance to actually flow in, for you to realize who you are and for you to connect a little bit more to your inspiration, to what inspires you and to what your truth is. That Ace of Swords there's clarity that came in. There's an understanding and aha moment that came in for many of my pile threes. If it hasn't come in yet, it will be coming in soon. Take a look at what we have with self-care, massage. So connecting to the body. If you can give yourself a massage, go get a professional massage. But for me, this is about you connecting. For some of you, carpal tunnel coming in, definitely the hands. Somebody here may need to kind of give their hands a break. Perhaps you've been typing or writing, a little bit of both. Reflexology coming in. For some in my pile number 3, there could be some migraines, and it seems like it's headaches, pressure headaches, and they've been coming in recently. Peppermint essential oil could help a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Behind the ears or at the temples, obviously use a carrier oil, and it would be like just one drop and then kind of rub it together. Don't use too much. I don't know why, I almost forgot this card. Connect with fire. And we have the King of Wands here. This is about you connecting to passion, inspiration, creativity. For some of you, a bonfire, a release ritual where you are letting go of what no longer serves. You are letting go of this 10 of Swords energy. Some of you have already released whatever that is. Some of you are still working on fully releasing it. It feels like to some extent, for most of my pile number 3s, something has fallen away or is in the process of falling away. Follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. Absolutely. My pile number 3s, you are, because you've released this, because you have freed yourself, there's liberation from something. It's going to be different things for different people, a lot of people watching the same pile. There's almost a sense of you are now able to feel more lighter, and you're able to follow your intuition. You are able to follow what inspires you and what drives you forward. For some of you, there's almost a sense of you finding your purpose through whatever this 10 of Swords was. It's almost like you go through some sort of painful experience. And through that, you realize that something is important to you, and then you are able to dedicate yourself to it. For some of you, you may be starting a foundation. Believe, strange encounters. Things are kind of aligning for my pile number 3s. Some of you could be mediums. Some of you could be witnessing some shadows moving out of the corner of your eye. Some of you could be seeing, some of you could be seeing some spirits, but definitely a very spiritually connected pile, because I keep seeing the 7 for this pile. Who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Yeah, there's a sense of purpose here, and that sense of purpose is going to drive you forward. But in order for you to gain that sense of purpose, something had to be lost, something had to be given up, there was an ending that needed to happen in order for this new beginning to come in. And you have Azrael, again, transitions. You are transitioning from the old you to the new you. But there's also a need to allow yourself to get to know that new you, to embrace that new you, because there's a lot of abundance coming in. Someone here has a connection to the goddess Persephone, Sekhmet as well, and Hera coming in. Let's see what we have for archangels. Archangel Gabriel with innocence. Yeah, you're reconnecting to what it is that inspires you. Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel is all about illumination, lighting the way. Clarity as well. His energy for me is kind of similar to Archangel Michael, but it feels older and wiser and not as in your face. I don't know if that's a good description, but then we have Archangel Raphael with growth. My pile number 3s, you are growing. And you outgrew whatever that was. It was no longer for you. For some of you, you were in that energy for far more than you needed to be. And that's why I feel a tower moment happened for some of you, because it's almost like spirit came in and said, enough is enough. This isn't for you. We need to move you from here. Let's see what we have with Avalon. Burden, yeah. You were carrying something, pile number 3, that was not yours to carry, and it was preventing your growth. It was keeping you stuck. It was keeping you from growing. Look at this, 43, 4 plus 3, 7. 34. There was something in your internal landscape that was being mirrored back to you, and it was being mirrored back to you via restriction and burden. That's what's coming in very strongly. Archangel Uriel here, illuminating, helping you connect, helping you see things for what they are, and holding a light so that you can move through this period of darkness, because this does feel like a dark night of the soul. Protection. And you are protected. You could be seeing 1111, but there is protection here for you. For some of you, Archangel Michael also works with you. If you want to check out that pile, please do. If not, you are just able to work with Archangel Michael, and that you are being offered protection. There is, for this pile, you do have a lot of guardian angels. I'm seeing 3 to 4. Just always with you, watching over you. This pile could also have a strong connection to the angelic realm. Like, you really like angels. You know all about the archangels, the angels. You know who your guardian angels are, or you do want to connect with them. Let's see what else we have. Creativity. Moderation. And karmic completion. This is the second 10. We had the 10 of Swords, karmic completion, and you were drawn to Azrael, which is death and rebirth, closing cycles and having new beginnings. Right now, there is a need as you create change, as you move through the changes happening in your life. Make sure that you're not being too extreme. Make sure that you're being patient with yourself. Give yourself the time and space to grow. I'm kind of seeing just be patient with yourself, because for some of you, you're growing impatient with the process. But what you closed out was really a big deal. It was it was something very big in your life, or that meant something very deep for you. And there's a need to kind of be gentle moving forward. Give yourself space and time to move forward confidently. And kind of give the cycle some time. Allow it to fully close. Allow yourself to fully experience the closure as you move towards a new beginning. And connect to your creativity. For my pile number 3s, there's almost a very active third eye chakra for this pile for many of you. Solar plexus as well. Let's see what we have with the power of surrender. Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So this is saying moderation, and now we have surrender the drama, and we have burden there. We have that 10 of Swords. For some of you, this has to do with connections with others. Now is not the time to engage, right? Allow people to do what they want to do. Give yourself a break. Look at this. And this looks like wolf, right? To me, this reminds me of 2 wolves. And the wolves are all about protection. Some of you working with the wolf spirit animal. But not feeding into anything that you know is not meant for you and you know is just going to hold you back. For some of you, if this is about a connection, don't allow yourself to get sucked back into it. Even if it's just by drama, right? Because sometimes when we are not trying to respond to someone, they try to kind of get us to respond by provoking. because any reaction is a reaction. And sometimes the best way we can react is by not reacting at all, because that truly means that you have disconnected from it. So don't allow anyone to push your buttons to the point where you are responding. That did not want to be seen. All right, then we have nature spirits. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. Some of my pile number 3s are connected to Fae magic. Some of you can also be very naturals when it comes to working with spirit animals. The raven, the crow, stag, wolf, rabbit, unicorn, phoenix, all coming in. I'm also getting the armadillo for someone. If that means anything to you, take it. There's definitely a lot of spiritual activity for this pile. I feel some of you are connecting deeper to your spiritual gifts. Let's see what we have. Connection. Yeah, for some of you, this is definitely having to do with either family, friends, romantic partners, the way you connect to others. This is also about you finding a way to connect to spirit and your higher self as you move through this period. For my pile number 3s, if you want to work with Archangel Azrael, highly recommend it, especially at nighttime. Look at this challenge. You are moving through a challenge, but you know how to move through this. You know how to strategize. This is a time to be strategic. This is a time to allow the mind to lead the way. Check in with the intuition, but keep a cool head. Be observant and be discerning at this time. And be strategic in how you respond and who you respond to. And meditate, yeah. For my pile number 3s, definitely connecting. The lotus flower there, finding your sense of peace and inner harmony, not allowing anyone to take that from you. There could be someone or some people that are kind of trying to get a reaction out of my pile number 3s. Let's take a look at the practical advice, action that you can take at this time. 8 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 2 of Swords. All right, pile number 3. As far as action steps, there's a need to pour into your own cup. This is a time of self-love, self-care, self-nurturing, because we have this at the center. Then we have this sense of analysis paralysis, being frozen in time, not knowing what to do, avoiding to make a decision because you don't know what the right decision is. This is saying, if you can pour into your own cup, if you can take care of yourself, give to yourself at this time. Give yourself a break. Allow yourself to connect to your intuition. Then you can connect to the ability to see past what you are not trying to see. For some of you, both of these people, she can walk away, right? There's an opening right there. She can walk away. She's choosing not to. She can let go of those swords, get up and remove that blindfold. She's choosing not to. So there's a sense of, for some of you, this is why I feel a tower moment for this group, because I feel some of you were trying to hold on. And some of you, even whatever that 10 of Swords was, now that that has been lifted and that's gone, there's still a sense of, I don't know what's next. And I kind of want to be sure of what's going to happen next. I don't see a way out. I don't see a way to connect. I don't see a way to figure out what my next step is. But this card right here, it says, you know exactly. Look at how confident she looks. And we had the King of Wands, and that's all about confidence. This is saying, you know exactly what you need to do, but you need to trust yourself. So how can you love yourself enough to the point where you are then able to trust yourself and trust in the universe? Trust yourself that you can deal with whatever decision you make and that you can course correct if needed. But that right now, there's a need to make a decision to see things for what they are and to break free from this sense of inaction. Because it's almost like some of you have completed a cycle, but you're kind of waiting around to begin a new one. So this is encouragement that you need to trust yourself more in order to make a choice and move forward. Now, for very few of you, this is about a soulmate. This is about a romantic partner or some sort of friendship. And this is saying you know that that's not the person for you. You know that that person cannot give you what you deserve or what you need. And it's time to take off the blindfold and walk away. Obviously, you will know if that's for you. And it's ultimately your decision, but that's really a message that I'm getting for at least one person here. But right now, this is about self-care to the point where you can trust yourself. And as you take small steps, continue to give back to yourself. Because it is hard. It's not easy what you're going through. But trusting in your abilities. Because you have enough experience and enough knowledge to move through this. And connecting to spirit, because there's a lot here. This pile can connect and get some guidance. For some of you, it is going to be Archangel Azrael. Others of you, Archangel Michael, a combination of the two, your own spirit guides, your own angels. But there's a need to make a choice and a need to take a step forward. And sometimes the choice could just be that I'm not ready to make a choice. But there's a need to find comfort in knowing what you want and what you want to do next. All right, pile number 3, that is all I have for you. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.